Okay, thank you. Would like to hear from LTO. Sino yung represented by LTO? Mr. Hans Lili.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon
Yes, go ahead. Anong mga actions taken ninyo?
Sa ngayon po, suspended for 90 days yung license po ni Mr. Wilfredo Gonzalez. Then ongoing po yung investigation natin regarding sa apat na violation na commit niya under 4136, sir.
So, after 90 days?
No, sir. Meaning, suspended siya for 90 days yung license niya, sir.
Yeah,
Apo.
after 90 days, who will...
No, hindi naman, sir. Hindi naman siya abot ng 90 days, sir, yung resolution na ginagawa namin.
Okay, so mag-come up kayo ng resolution as to
Regarding sa violation niya under 4136.
resolution niya.
Apo.
Kung pwede pa ba siyang bigyan ng license to driver's license or hindi na.
Yes, sir. Apo. Tama po.
So can you update this committee pag meron kayong ilabas na resolution pertaining to that?
Yes, sir.
Bigyan nyo
We
kami
will, sir.
para updated kami. Okay?
Yes, sir. We will po.
Maraming salamat.
Thank you, sir.
Ilang cases na ba ang just like the case of Willie Gonzalez? Ilang cases na
Apat po siya, sir. No? Yung disregarding traffic
Hindi.
side.
similar cases na nakarating sa LTO? In general, sa buong bansa, may statistics ka ba?
Sa ngayon, sir, wala, sir.
Road rage, pertaining to road rage.
Yung road rage, sir, nakukuha lang namin sa video, sir. No? Yung other kasi, sir, from text, yung text message, email, yung mga complaints.
So there's no formal complainant na dumarating sa inyo hanggang video?
Meron naman, sir, kasi kaso lang yung mga evidence na napo-forward, hindi pa siya substantial masyado.
May numbers ka para
Sige, sir.
natin kung talagang usong-uso na ba
Okay po,
yung road rage na yan, meron kang numbers?
Sa ngayon, sir, wala po. Ibibigay ko rin.
Kung meron kang ma-text doon, humingi ka ng number.
Sige po, sir.
Para ma-share
Makuha
mo sa
ko.
amin.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Mr. Chair?
Yes, go ahead.
Pwede nga na lang ako.
Go ahead. Senator Jimmy.
Anyway, this is in line with our in aid of legislation. Ang gusto natin siguro ito mangyari, yung i-penalize talaga natin ang road rage incidents kasi medyo dumadami. And just what Senator Pia said, pag cyclist ka, wala ka laban-laban eh. No? Wala kang protection, napakagan, very unstable ang bisikleta compared to a big bike, no? Tanong ko lang kay General Lucas sa firearms, pag ba meron ng record, halimbawa, dismissed, or merong record ng grave threats, nilabas yung firearm, yun ba, di ba grounds na dapat hindi na issue ng permit to carry of firearms outside of residence?
Supposedly, sir, unfortunately, sa case ni Mr. Gonzalez, nag-base po yung FEO doon sa National Police Clearance niya, sir, no record. For the reason that, yun nga yung sinabi ni Mr. Gonzalez kanina, na all his cases were dismissed. So, paglabas doon sa National Police Clearance niya, which dala-dala ko po ngayon, nakalagay doon, no record. So, nabigyan na po siya ng license and so with the permit to carry.
So, cleared siya po. Yung police clearance siya, NBI clearance, lahat, wala siyang kaso. Yun ang lumalabas. Kaya nabigyan siya ng permit to carry and licensed LTOP, no?
Yes, Your Honor.
Hindi, kasi gusto natin mangyari dito, siguro, Mr. Chair, talagang pag magkaroon ng incident na inilabas ang baril, because I'm also a gun owner, I'm a licensed gun owner, nung nagkabaril po ako, parang mas lalo ako naging maingat eh. Kasi pag nilabas mo yan, mas malaking problema yan. Pag nagamit mo, may napatay ka, may nabaril ka, buong buhay mo, gulo na. Gun ownership carries with it certain responsibilities. Ang ano natin dito, talagang dapat we have to be stricter kasi parang may loophole, may lusot tayo dito doon sa pag-issue ng PTC, no? At license ng firearms, no? Kasi pati may kaso at iba pa, may incidentally, Mr. Chair, may mga non-Filipinos, mga Chinese national nagkakaroon pa ng ano. 'Di ba paano sila nagkakaroon? Are they, Mr. Ano ko lang, isingit ko lang, Mr. General Lucas? Are non-Filipinos allowed to have permit to carry firearms outside of residence?
No, sir.
O kasi nang may mga investigation, naalala ko lang dito under this committee, yung mga pogo incidents at iba pa, may mga certain nationalities na nakakakuha. So bakit nakakalusot po yun kung sakasakali, Mr. Chair. General Lucas, paano po nangyayari doon? Bakit nakakalusot yung mga ganon?
Your Honor, yung nakalusot pong na mga foreign national, iniimbestigahan na po ng, ongoing pa po yung investigation na yung case po is nasa Internal Affairs Service na po natin. And if I may, Mr. Chair, sir, Your Honor, magsasuggest po sana kami kung pwedeng i-amend natin yung 10591 kasi yung 10591 ang sinasabi niya is ang tao po, sir, barred po siyang magkaroon ng baril niya pag nagkaroon siya ng criminal case, convicted po. Pero
Dapat hindi na magkakaroon. Hindi na pwede pa
hindi po,
bigyan ng license.
barred po siyang hindi po siyang pwedeng magkaroon ng firearms pag meron siyang pag convicted siya criminal case. Baka pwede nating idagdag kasama na rin po yung administrative. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, well noted. Siguro, Mr. Chair, before ay, siguro kay Mr. Gonzales na lang. Tanong ko lang kay,
Yes, go ahead.
ano mo, kanina na-bring up ko kanina, Mr. Chair, yung kanyang ginawa na maganda noong 2001, tas along the way, ang daming kaso po dito na grave threats, light threats. Ang ano ko lang, sana nung mga interviews nyo, kay Katunying, may iba pa, parang pansin ko lang, parang wala kayong remorse. No? Sa atin mga Pilipina, napakapagpatawad natin lahat. 'Di ba? Mabilis tayong magpatawad eh. Yung init ng ulo, bugso lang yan. Pagkatapos mamaya, magpapatawaran din kayo. Pero ano pong nasa loobin nyo ngayon? Kayo ba yung nagsisisi sa ginawa nyo? Tingin nyo po, may kakamali kayo?
Your Honor, humingi po ako ng kapatawaran sa nagawa ko. Sa lahat-lahat ng nagawa ko pong mali, humingi po ako ng kapatawaran.
Yes, actually, Your Honor, kanina pa siya humingi ng
At
pasensya, patawaran.
at yung
Kanina pa. Continue.
At yung kay Mr. Banjola, pinatawad ko na rin po siya rin sa damage ng kotse ko. Kaya nga ho kami nagkabati po. Okay na po sa akin yun. Hindi ko po sinisingil na yun. Wala po kaming ano ni Mr. Banjola. Nagiwalay po kami na maayos.
Okay,
Hanggang-
noted. Thank you. Mr. Earl Banjula, the son, you want to say something? Yes,
Yeah, actually, I prepared something here.
Sige. Ikaw ay anak ni Alan Banjula.
Yeah, opo.
Tapos, hindi ka doon nagpaalam na pupunta ka dito. Hindi niya alam.
Yeah, it has a story po. Actually, matatakal ko rin po dito.
Okay, sige, continue. Please.
So, good morning, Senator J.V. Ejercito, Ms. Pia Cayetano, Senator Ronald De La Rosa, Senator Padilla, members of the Senate Committee and fellow citizens. I am the son of the cyclist. I stand before you today with the intention of sharing my concerns and frustrations with the public. My father and mother have been incredibly supportive, both of my siblings and me, from the moment we came into this world. They dedicated themselves tirelessly to provide for our essential needs. My father never fell short in caring for us, and our entire family has worked diligently to ensure we have the quality of life we rightfully deserve. We lead a modest yet content life, cherishing our strong family bond. August 8, 2023, 10 p.m., hindi pa nakakauwi yung father ko. I was worried, and yung lola ko rin. Kasi usually, 5 p.m. yung dad ko po nakauwi na sa bayan kasi yun talaga yung time na nakakauwi na siya sa bahay namin. And then she received a phone call from my father saying na nasa police station siya. And then nakauwi na yung dad ko around 2 a.m. And akala ko doon na natatapos yung lahat. Akala ko okay na. August 27, 2023, nakita ko yung video. Sinagi, binatukan, minurat, kinasahan ng baril lang tatay ko. As his son, nakakapangahina. I feel mixed emotions. I was disappointed, I was mad, and I was sad. This is one of my fears that I wouldn't be able to be there when he needs help. Naturally, he would feel fearful given that Gonzales used to be a police officer and he's alone in a police station surrounded by people he doesn't even know. And sino nga naman talaga yung dehado doon? Of course, my father. He chose to forgive the man kahit na siya yung nagrabyado. I chose to speak with Attorney Fortune after seeing his post because I wanted him to motivate my father to take legal actions against Gonzales. I would like to express my gratitude to Attorney Fortune for his efforts in assisting my father and affording me this opportunity, despite the potential risks involved. However, my father had already made his decision. Nevertheless, I convinced myself that I needed to instill hope in our society and to my father. I want my father to recognize the significant opportunity in confronting Gonzales. However, weeks went by without any progress, and then I was given this golden opportunity to speak in front of the Senate. Actually, I didn't know na pupunta pala yung father ko dito. And I don't want fear to continuously prevail over justice throughout my entire life. God made this happen. I observed that the media provided Gonzales with an opportunity to express his views, whereas my father, on the contrary, was unable to share his concerns during that time with the public due to the fear that our lives might be altered and one of us could potentially face harm or even death. For me, I hold respect for the Gonzales family. But it is crucial for everyone, regardless of their wealth or status, to follow the legal procedures that apply to all human beings. The law dictates this. And resorting to threats and abuse of power should not be the approach. This is the standard process when someone is caught or has committed wrongdoing. They should express remorse, perhaps shed tears, because they have been apprehended. But what if the video had never come to light in the media? What would have transpired then? One should anticipate the repercussions of their actions. For my father, I know he's mad at me. Hindi ko alam ang magiging desisyon mo. But as your son, nire-respeto kita sa desisyon na gagawin mo. Actually, he doesn't want me to be here because he fears that baka anong mangyari sa akin or to my brothers and sisters or even our family. But I want to man up. I want to show courage. I'm still grateful that you showed us that you care for us. And I'm grateful that you are my father. Either you want to forgive him or not, I want to make sure you understand that whenever an opportunity arises or a significant societal shift occurs, it's crucial to take advantage of it. This action will help safeguard the well-being of future generations. To our senators, it is their responsibility of each and every person in the government to prove that it isn't, that our justice system is not flawed. They have to prove it. They have to defend the underprivileged and vulnerable. We exist in a society where the notion that mayaman lang ang may hustisya is becoming all too common, and I've grown wary of it. As a member of the younger generation, we are wary of this state of affairs. We're tired of witnessing daily news reports detailing the abuse, harassment, killings, injustices, and numerous other injustices suffered by our fellow citizens. And my father is a victim of injustice. Individuals who possess firearms, especially law enforcement officers, should undertake a process aimed at promoting responsible firearm ownership to ensure they use their weapons responsibly and minimize the risk of harm to the public. Those in positions of authority should exercise their power responsibly for the betterment of society. Public taxes should be utilized for the greater good, enabling the creation of laws that ensure the safety of our citizens both day and night, whenever and wherever they venture outside. And it is important to recognize that fear acts as a constraint as humans. I want my father to understand that. Kung ipapakita natin na takot tayo sa ating mga kababayan, yun na din ang magiging paraan na pamumuhay nila habang buhay. Mananatili tayong takot. We must break the cycle. We must exhibit not only resilience but also courage in the face of those who oppressed us. Cease to underestimate the youth, for they represent the future. Don't diminish our potential. Despite our youth, our determination for change exceeds conventional expectations. And allow me to end this with a quote. Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. We are caught in an inescapable network of mutuality, tied in a single garment of destiny. Whatever affects one directly affects all indirectly. I hope the Senate will find merit in my words. My aspiration is that this will also serve as a beacon of hope to my father and for the public, indicating the possibility of societal transformation. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Earl Banjula. We heard you loud and clear. And thank you for manning up in behalf of your father. And I would like to congratulate your father for raising you up to be a fine gentleman you are today. Ha? Pasalamat pa rin sa tatay mo, ha? Sana walang samaan ng loob between you and your father because sa akin, napaka-importante yung pamilya, ha? Mr. Alan Banjula, may samaan ba kayo ng loob ng anak mo? Okay lang?
Actually, nag-aalala lang po sa kanya yan.
Nag-aalala ka lang.
As a father po. Kasi hindi ko po alam na nandito yun eh. Akala ko kung nasa school po.
Actually, di
Kasi
po ako
umingit sa akin
nag-cutting
ng
take note lang ah.
Humingi po
Mamaya
sa
pa
akin
yung
ng tao
pasok
yan,
ko.
papasok ng school. So, hindi ko po alam na nandito yan.
Mamaya, pumasok ka na, ha? Galing mo dito.
Mamaya pa po yung pasok ko.
Ha? Mamaya pa?
Mamaya pa po, panggabi po ako.
Okay, pero please, I am asking you, ha? Please, huwag ka kahit na nakita mo na mukhang nakukulangan ka sa aksyon ng tatay mo, pero huwag kang sumama ng loob sa tatay mo, ha? At Mr. Banjula, napaka-importante po yung pamilya. Kaya yung anak mo, intindihin mo rin yan dahil you raise him up to be a very good person. Kaya siya nagsalita ngayon.
Hindi ko po siya masisisi, Your Honor, kung hinahangaan niya si Atty. Raymond Fortun. Kasi magaling naman talaga abogado.
Very
Wala po akong magagawa sa sitwasyon na yan.
Model niya. Naging model niya.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
pwede ba laman kung saan nag-aaral si Earl?
sandali lang. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Jingo Estrada. Pasensya ka na, Your Honor. Hindi
Okay
kita
lang.
recognize.
Sorry for coming in late. Nag-attend ako ng isang hearing pa.
Yeah, thank you.
Saan ka nag-aaral, Earl?
National University po.
National University? From elementary to college?
Hindi po, college lang po.
Elementary? High school?
St. Vincent de Paul Academy.
Ano kinukuha mo?
Civil Engineering.
Civil Engineering sa NU. Because you have a good diction, ha? Okay. Sige. Salamat.
Bakit? Mas maganda pang diction niya sa diction ko. Ikaw, Senator Jingo, you're implying something, ha? My diction is very Bisayanic, ha? Anyway, ganun talaga ang buhay. Hindi ako nakapag-aral sa private na school, kaya barangay school lang yung akin. But anyway, senador naman ako ngayon. Diba? Sino pang gusto magsalita? I would like to entertain. Andito na lang kayo. Pagbigyan ko kayo. Please raise your right hand para hindi ko na kayo in order. Baka may pre-prepare kayo. Pakinggan namin kayo habang andito kayo. Yes, lahat ng mga representative ng bike community, I will give you the floor. Sinong mauna? Para pakinggan namin kayo. Inibitahan namin kayo dito dahil alam namin very valuable yung contribution ninyo sa hearing na ito. Kaya please, pakinggan namin kayo. Sino na? Tim Vargas. Next ka, ma'am. Nicole Covarrubias. Tim Vargas, you have the floor.
Go ahead, Cole. Siyempre, ladies first. You know,
Very gentleman talaga itong mga bikers. No? Yeah, you have the floor daw, ma'am Nicole. Lady first.
Thank you, Sir Tim, and thank you, Mr. Chair. To the Honorable Chairman of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Honorable Senators Pia, Senator Padilla, and Senator Estrada, officials of Philippine government agencies, fellow road safety and sustainable mobility advocates, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon po. Because the hearing today is in aid of legislation, the Move As One Coalition would like to offer comments on legislative action required to protect cyclists and prevent similar violent incidents from occurring. The Senate has passed on third reading Senate Bill number 1290 on the Walkable and Bikeable Communities Act, authored by the Honorable Senators Pia Cayetano, Grace Po, J.V. Ejercito, Jingoy Estrada, Bong Revilla Jr., Sonny Angara, Bato de la Rosa, Joel Villanueva, Bongo, and Lauren Legarda. A similar bill is now
Ma'am
being...
Nicole, sandali lang, ha?
Yes,
I would like
ma'am.
to acknowledge the presence of Senator Tolentino, the Vice Chairman. Go ahead.
Thank you po, Mr.
Yes.
Chair.
I was here, if you will ask the police officers present, at around 9 a.m.
Sorry, naunahan mo pa pala ako. Sorry. I will give you the floor if you want to ask something. Please continue, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. We hope that our comments today can be considered when the House and Senate bills are discussed at the conference committee stage. The Walkable and Bikeable Communities Act has the potential to prevent similar violent encounters between motorists and cyclists, especially at this time when we are seeing rapid growth in the number of Filipino cyclists. The road rage incident involved motor vehicle enroachment into a painted bike lane. This
Ma'am Nicole, sandali lang.
Yes po.
Sandali lang. I would like to acknowledge the presence of Senator Bong Revilla. Thank you, Your Honor, for joining us. Ma'am, continue. Sorry.
Thank you po, Mr. Chair. The road rage incident involved motor vehicle enroachment into a painted bike lane. This is precisely what we need to avoid. The global road safety guidance is that painted bike lanes are ineffective and endanger cyclists. Barrier-protected or grade-separated bike lanes are required to protect cyclists and give them confidence to travel on a bicycle. Painted bike lanes all over the country are routinely violated by motorists, in the same way that painted pedestrian or zebra crossings are routinely ignored, despite traffic rules that give pedestrians priority and require motor vehicles to stop and give way. The same motorist who ignores a pedestrian crossing would likely ignore a painted bike lane despite prevailing traffic rules and penalties. Because humans make mistakes and commit traffic violations, even with appropriate training, licensing, and penalties, we need to compensate for this human frailty with the application of safe road designs and low speed limits. This is the essence of the safe system approach that road safety experts all over the world advocate for. Cyclists therefore need barrier-protected or grade-separated bike lanes. Painted bike lanes should not be an option. For roads with insufficient space for a protected bike lane or sidewalk, if pedestrians and cyclists are forced to mix in the same space with motor vehicles, the guidance of road safety experts is that the road should automatically be a slow street with a speed limit of not more than 20 kilometers per hour and with self-regulating or traffic calming infrastructure such as speed bumps or raised crossings to slow vehicles down. The safety and welfare of vulnerable road users should be the paramount consideration in the design and management of roads. The lives and safety of pedestrians and cyclists are precious and should not be compromised. We request our honorable senators to give this matter special attention at the conference committee stage of the Walkable and Bikeable Communities Act. Maraming salamat po and good afternoon.
Thank you, Ma'am Nicole Covarrubias. Pwede kami humingi ng kopya ng statement mo, ha?
Sure
Please
po.
furnish this committee.
Sige po. Thank you po, Mr.
Thank you
Chair.
for that. From here, Mr. Tim Vargas, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you very much for the Senate hearing. We thank you, Senator Francis Tolentino. I can attest, by the way, Senator Tolentino was here 9 a.m. Nandito kasi kami ni Cyrus 8:50, and I can attest Senator Tolentino was here 9 a.m. So, maaga dumating siya.
Thank you.
And we thank you also.
Witnesses. You're under oath.
Yes. Yeah, personal knowledge naman yan, no, Senator.
I voted for the next presiding justice of the Court of Appeals. I was not here 9 a.m. 9:20 naman siguro.
Yeah,
Go ahead, Tim. Go ahead.
Thank you also, Senator Pia, Senator Bato, Senator Padilla, Senator Revilla, and Senator Estrada. And earlier, Senator Cayetano, and of course, Senator JV was here earlier. Maraming salamat for a very, very swift resolution and action on this. We call it sometimes an unfortunate case. And, on all levels, ang hirap din naman mapunta sa isang sitwasyon na ganito, coming from both parties, no? And this is something very unfortunate. And I'll make it very short. I'll finish my talk in 3 minutes. This is really a result of our transport crisis. I think transport crisis that we're experiencing now affects all levels of society, from our marginalized sector, lower middle class, going up, even our expatriates, no? Our visitors here, everyone is really affected by this transport crisis. And what even happened there is a bike lane encroachment, which resulted to Mr. Gonzales having an altercation with Sir Alan. Medyo unfortunate. It's really an unfortunate, and it's really a high time building on this momentum nga, sabi namin, this is a golden opportunity na C1920 natin na pinupush po ninyo. It's really high time, and I hope our honorable people from the Congress also will push for their version also. So, kami, we've been working with the bike lanes. We're actually different groups have been working in the bike lanes. Lalo ng pandemic, napansin nyo, dun sumulpot na we rode on that golden opportunity, and it's still a momentum now. The United Nations, even McKinsey as a private consultation company, are saying that the micromobility market will grow very big by 2030, around 300 to 500 billion worth of industry. So meaning, as early as now, we should be planning ahead on what we need to do in infrastructure. Kasi if we plan that moment, it's not planning anymore. It's just managing what we have in front of us. So kaya nga, yeah, we're here with the different transport experts. We have Cyrus Gumari here from the UST, Balik scientist, who's doing transport planning consultations with Pasig, Taguig, and other LGUs and other institutions. So, I want to create a different angle lang, no? Kasi nasabi na nila Miss Bea yung angle nila. So kami naman, we're coming from a more serious transport planning approach. Kasi napansin natin, no? Parang since naging republic tayo, hindi na palala lang ng palala yung transport situation natin. It's literally a transport crisis. When I was in college, mukha lang akong matanda sa edad ko, pero nung nasa college ako, maaga lang din doon ako nakalbo. Parang, I was 18 when I started getting bald na. So, maaga ko tinanggap.
You're still on the road.
Yes. So yun, 2003 to 2006, I was in college. And nako, that was the worst. Kasi nakatira ho ako sa may Batasan Hills, sa may Congress po. At nag-OJT ako sa PBCom Tower. And it was bad. It took me 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Lahat na yun, I tried riding MRT, car. It's not good for a 27-kilometer route. And yeah, at the point lang there, going back after almost more than 15 years, no? It's the same and it's getting worse. And I hope na that's one thing na mararide on natin sa legislation, na we institutionalize a transport planning. Kasi transport planning is really ahead. Eh. You're looking ahead of what is in front of you. What do we have now? Kasi it's usually management na lang of the traffic. Eh. Kung ano yung nandiyan na sa harapan natin, we try to fix it, make the most out of it. So, yun lang. We want to also commend sila Attorney Fortune for opening up this opportunity, na a golden opportunity to hopefully influence the transport situation that we have here in the Philippines. Kasi araw-araw ho nangyayari to. Everyone is affected, sabi ko nga, in all levels of society. The transport crisis is not, even as I live in a safe haven in BGC, I call it a bubble of ours, but I still not find it safe. I still not find it safe. So that's all. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge the presence of our Senate President, Senator Migs Soberi. Thank you, Your Honor. And I would like to, sabi mo, 300 billion industry na itong bisikleta ngayon.
2030 po.
Ah?
By 2030, it will
By
be
2030.
300. So that's 7 years away.
So kasama na dyan yung latest na electronic na
Scooter bike.
SRAM group set.
Ay, naku,
Kasi
pogi.
yun ang napakamaha, yun ang nagpapamahal sa industry na yan eh. Magkano na ba yung group set ngayon ng SRAM?
Mga 150, mga yung red na group set.
Ganun na.
Ay, SRAM fan din po kayo, ha? Ako rin, personally. SRAM.
Thank you. Senate President, sir, Your Honor, you have the floor.
My apologies for being late, Mr. Chairman. I had a lunch appointment. Marami tayong nakausap this morning. But I'm glad that you called for this meeting. We heard the appeal of Attorney Fortune in TV. If the Senate or the House of Representatives can take this up. Tamang-tama, marami tayong cyclista sa Senado. As you already know, Senator Pia Cayetano, Senator JV. Senator JV, as a matter of fact, goes to work in a bicycle almost every day. Kaya very important po sa atin dito na malaman kung anong mga hakbang na pwede nating gawin na hindi po maulit itong road rage, lalo na to our motorcyclists and to our cyclists and to anyone in the riding public in general. It can be somebody in a public utility vehicle or even a driver and in another car, nagpabanggaan at nagka-road rage. We want to prevent that. It's unfortunate that we through the course of this hearing and together with the events that we've been hearing in the news na ayaw po magsampa ng kaso ng cyclist. So in a way, takot din sila sa buhay nila. So what we need to do, Mr. Chairman, is to come up with policy and possibly a special law that will be against road rage on its own. We can come up with a special law, no? Tungkol sa road rage mismo. Para sa ganun ay maski na po natatakot yung naagrabyado na mag-file ng kaso, it becomes people of the Republic of the Philippines versus so and so. Dahil ngayon, it will become the burden of government to file the case against these individuals. I'm also happy to see General Torre. General Torre is a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, and you know what he did was when he resigned was a show of delicadeza, and we appreciate that, General. I hope there are more of you in PNP that have delicadeza. So we appreciate your act and sacrifice. But at the same time, nandito din po yung, I'm sure nandito yung LTO, nandito po yung, of course, the PNP is here, and all of us are, for example, tayo, Chairman, we are responsible gun owners. We're shooters, no? But we know the limits of our ownership of our guns. It's not like the United States. Meron po silang Second Amendment. Second Amendment ng Constitution, constitutional right nila to bear arms. Sa atin dito, it is a privilege given by government. So, pag nag-abuso po tayo dun sa ating pribileyo, binigay ng gobyerno sa atin, pwedeng bawiin po yan. Dapat malaman ng taong bayan. Pwedeng bawiin po yung baril na yan, yung lisensya, permit to carry, at i-confiscate lahat ng baril nyo. It is not because nabayaran nyo sa iyo yan. Hindi. Pinahihiram lang ng gobyerno sa iyo yan while you are showing good behavior and conduct. So, I think in this case, meron na tayong standard operating procedure. Pag nagkaroon ng road rage, of course, kung illegal yung baril, huli, kasuhan ng illegal possession of firearms. Kung legal yung baril at mali yung pagkalabas ng baril, agad-agad dapat yan, ma-confiscate din. And of course, charges can be filed under the violation of the firearms law, which is grave threats. Kung hindi po, under my limited knowledge on the firearms law, kasi hindi po ako senador nung pinasayan. That was the time I had also resigned, like General Torre. This was in 2011. They passed it shortly after. I know that you have only certain reasons why you want to pull out your firearm. When your life is in immediate danger, when you are defending your home and your family, and even then, you have to subject yourself to investigation and surrender the firearm and surrender yourself to the police officers investigating. So, kailangan may SOP na yan. Pag nangyari po yan sa kalsada na yun, may naglabas ng baril, Mr. Chairman, automatic, kasuhan under the firearms law, and of course, confiscation of firearms, including the revocation of his PTC and pati yung LTAP. LTAP kasi violation yan eh. Dapat one strike policy tayo dyan kasi kung hindi, buwis buhay yan eh. Kung mainit talagang ulo ng tao, isang putok lang, patay na yung tao, hindi na mababalik yung tao, hindi na mabubuhay po yan at yung buhay ng tao hindi naman natin mababalik. So, pati na rin sa LTO, is the LTO here, Mr. Chairman, no? I think the LTO should also be very quick in their response with these issues. In the United States, if you're caught overspeeding at over 100 miles an hour, your license is permanently confiscated and revoked by the DMV unless you petition in a court. May court case yan eh. Automatic arrest. I think they'll arrest you and they will automatically revoke your license. If you're drinking under the influence of drugs and alcohol in the US, yung DMV, yung Department of Motor Vehicle, automatic cancellation of license yan. Plus kasuhan ka pa ng katakot-takot. Automatic jail. Hulihin ka, dadamputin ka, ilalagay ka sa kulungan. So, sana ganun din, pag may road rage incident at ginamitan po nila ng kotse ang isang cyclista o isang bystander or whoever riding public, dapat aksyonan din ng LTO yan kaagad-agad para may deterrence. That doesn't need a special law. They only have to implement the rules and regulations in the part of the FEO, in FED pala sa PNP, and also sa LTO. But I'm with you, Mr. Chairman. I am here to support if there is a need for a special law on road rage. Meron tayong special law on hazing. Meron tayong special law sa iba't ibang mga on cybersecurity, on cybercrime. We can come up with a special law on road rage and you will be supported by the leadership of the Senate. I'm just here to point that out as a policy question at the same time in aid of legislation. Once again, maraming salamat and I hope na hindi na po mangyayari muli ito. Alam mo, ginagawa po natin ito dahil sa papogi. Hindi po ito papogi. Gusto natin may kalalabasan nitong mga pangyayaring ito, itong mga hearings na ito. And we've done this before. I remember the media was very skeptical after namatay po si Acho Castillo during the fraternity hazing. We had passed together with Senator Tolentino and at that time it was Senator Gordon and Senator Ping and myself was the principal sponsor kasi tatay nun classmate ko sa San Agustin. We had passed the strengthened anti-hazing law at the skepticism of many people in many quarters that we would pass it, but we passed it. So I'm confident with the able chairman that we will be able to pass a special law, or at the very least, at least, come up with a memorandum order from all these agencies to act quickly when road rage happens. So in the short term, pwede po yan. Pwede po tayo gumawa ng hakbang na ito mga ahensya na ito ay gagalaw automatic motu proprio. At the same time, gagawa na rin tayo ng panukala para hindi na po mangyari ito. So maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman. Thank you for the time you gave me.
Thank you, Your Honor, the Senate
Mr.
President. Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, it's
Yes,
just
go ahead.
our response
Attorney
to the comments of the Senate President.
Yeah, go ahead. The floor.
There appears to be at least a move to try to have a special law with regard to road rage incidents where there is no complainant. As a legal practitioner of 35 years, there's always a problem with that, no? Especially when you go to court and then there will be a need for witnesses. If it's just the people of the Philippines, then we might have a problem. Our courts will always try to convict on the basis of the existence of proof beyond reasonable doubt, and it might be difficult to achieve that level of standard if there is no witness who will go to court and then who will testify as to what is of his own personal knowledge. That being said, the PNP has filed a case of alarm and scandal, and this complaint was filed by the PNP QCPD itself. What we have here, honorable senators, is proof of the existence of or the commission of a crime. The CCTV itself is proof. And the evidence can be attested to by the CCTV operator, the barangay people who installed the CCTV cameras. If you take a look at the CCTV, there's actually a person there who can stand as a witness. And Mr. Bandiola himself mentioned the security guard. He can easily be identified to be there at the scene of the crime. Even if he does not testify, and if the PNP warrants it, there can be the basis for criminal charges, not just for alarm and scandal. I mean, with all due respect. Easily po, makikita ko po is attempted homicide. Why? Because Mr. Bandiola himself says, kailangan niyang isandal yung manibela niya doon sa sasakyan eh. Otherwise, titilapon siya and baka may makasagasa pa siya na dumadaan na sasakyan sa likod niya. That act of swerving very abruptly, muntik na matumba yung siklista, to my mind, that is already attempted homicide. There's an intent to harm. And, homicide could be the possible effect. Grave threats is also very evident. And of course, slander by deed, no? Which is pag binatukan mo isang tao in public, which caused damage to his reputation. I mean, there are sufficient basis, and you don't need a witness. But that being said again, what if there was no CCTV camera? So that's why I had also proposed, if there is a way by which the Senate can probably increase funds for all of our barangays to have these CCTV cameras. Kasi kung ganyan ulit na walang testigo, actually, pwede pa rin po na yung taong makagawa ng krimen ay mapapapanagot natin sa mga husgado because there is proof. Thank you po.
Thank you, Senator Attorney Fortune. Go ahead, Senator Tolentino. You have the floor.
I still have to, I failed to listen to the testimonies earlier, but I can vouch for, there might have been some earlier lapses, but I can vouch for the integrity of General Nick Torre here. And General Maranan, you have several big shoes to fill in and follow. So, General Torre, you can be credited for the 3-minute rule. Wala pa sa Pilipinas yun. Once an incident happens, Quezon City Police would normally respond in 3 minutes. When I was MMDA chairman, wala pa kaming ganun nun eh. Dito sa Metro Manila. So, kung ano man yung nangyari dyan, siguro bigyan natin ng chance magsalita ang Quezon City Police District as well as General Maranan. I assume that you assumed a few days ago. Mahaba-haba pa yan. And siguro, looking forward, pagtulong-tulungan na lang po ito. May bicycle lane po kaming ginawa no, nung MMDA ako sa Commonwealth. Meron po sa lampas na ng Quezon City, papuntang Marikina, sa University of the Philippines area. So, kagaya po ng sinabi ni Senate President, I think it's about time that we craft a standalone remedial measure here. But as to the personality of Nick, I can vouch for you, sir. Matagal-tagal ka pa sa serbisyo at ganoon din kay General Maranan. Yun lang po, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Tolentino. General Maranan, be sure to maintain the 3-minute na response na ginawa ni General Torre, ha? Dapat ma-maintain nyo yan. Sayang kung hindi nyo ma-maintain yan. Yan lang ipagmamayabang natin sa PNP na may mga ganun tayong system na gumagana. Tuloy mo yan, tuloy mo. At kapag ikaw ay mabulilyaso, resign ka agad. Umalis ka agad dyan. Gayahin mo si General Torre. Ha? Gayahin mo. It's a very commendable act. Alam mo na, sa atin sa PNP, ang daming kapituko dyan sa posisyon. Kahit na parang bugbog na masyado yung mukha, puro bukol na, ayaw pa rin umalis hanggat hindi i-issuehan ng order. So, ganyan lang tayo. Thank you for that. Sino pang gusto magsalita, ma'am? Ma'am Bia Bunaw, you have the floor.
Magandang hapon po. Salamat po, Chairman and dear Senators. Kasama po kami dati dun sa mga naghatid ng signatures para i-support si Senator Cayetano for her bill. And then nakita rin po namin yung mga lin-launch ni Senator Tolentino na mga bicycle lanes. So, kami po sa Kalitisa, we're a small movement working towards the promotion of road safety at pakikipagkapwa sa daan. Road rage is an offshoot of a variety of factors. Having a bad day, reaction to inappropriate road infrastructure, perceived poor enforcement, miseducation on traffic signages, or plainly just having a negative attitude when you leave your home. We have all been focused on the road rage issue, and we would like to highlight one of the causes that led to it. Simply, the bicycle lane was not respected, and most bicycle lanes are not really strictly enforced. What the incident highlighted is that the non-enforcement of a lot of bicycle lanes also lead to a surge of car-centric mentality and the growing need to address the safety of the growing population of the bicycle community. Our road network must cater to everyone and the varied needs, mobility needs of those especially in the vulnerable sectors. We must remember that women, people with disabilities, children, and also even pedestrians use the bicycle lanes. We hope that the following questions help guide and help fast-track those bills already in place. Para pagka nasagot po yun, yung mas madali po natin maalala kung bakit natin kailangang i-fast-track yung bike-friendly and pedestrian-friendly cities. Are road crashes within the bicycle lanes immediately attended to for health and justice concerns? Does the bike lane implementation uphold the Philippine Road Safety Action Plan? Lahat po ng agencies are nag-sign into that Philippine Road Safety Action Plan of 2023 to 2028, which aims to reduce the road injuries and deaths by 35%. Dahil sinasabi po, from 2011 to 2021, yung road injuries and deaths natin nag-jump by at least 39%. So, does the bike lane encourage more women, youth, and elderly to ride their bicycles? Are the post-crash protocols administered efficiently and with dignity? Madali ho ba mag-file ng kaso? Naasikaso ho ba agad pag dumating ka sa ospital? Tama ho ba ang pagtala ng road crash incident? Accurate ho ba yung nasa blotter? Tama ho ba yung format ng pag-report pagka linabas ito so that yung datos reflective dun sa gagawin yung policies? Kagaya ng tinanong nyo po kanina, ilan na ba yung kaso ng road rage? Depende po kasi yun sa pagtala rin kung paano siya inimbestigahan. Siguro na madali ho ba mag-file ng medical legal? Kaya ko po siyang tanungin na ganyan kasi ako po naging hit and run survivor ako. I've been bike commuting for more than 20 years and the hit and run ako one time and I had a hard time during the whole process. Na-experience ko na ako mismo yung nag-investigate ng all the CCTVs na dinaanan, etc. etc. So, siguro po, aside from shedding light on how our bicycle lanes are not really safe, kailangan rin po natin makita yung mga processes that happen after a crash. Yung post-crash response, which is Pillar 5 yata ng ating PIRSAP, yung Philippine Road Safety Action Plan, yun po yung na-neglect lagi. Paano po natatala ng maigi yung road crashes and yung mga yung data na nagagather doon. Lastly po, our road safety campaigns launched to actually shed light do sa mga misconceptions. Kanina po, tinake note ko yung mga questions rin nyo po. Like, meron pong na-mention kasi na yung sa bicycle lane, dapat nandun lang yung cyclist. It's a misconception. The bicycle lane is not supposed to box in the person on a bicycle. It's supposed to keep the motor vehicles out of the bicycle lane. Yun po yun. At yung pag hindi respeto doon or basic following the rules, doon po tayo nagkakaroon ng problema. So baka pwede rin po meron tayong campaign within whether it's legislation or education sa ating sa educational system, no? Yung basic Filipino value na alam naman natin lahat ng pakikipagkapwa. Kindness is a Filipino value, yung pakikipagkapwa, that we can practice daily. It should become a habit. When it does, it will transform our roads. Let's make kindness and pakikipagkapwa sa daan a walking, a riding, and a driving skill. Dapat po maging skill ang pakikipagkapwa so that we can all avoid yung road, at least that road rage na phenomena that we are expecting. There are some car companies who have announced that they will flood the market with 100,000 new units this year. What does that mean? We will have more cars. And when we will have more cars, we will need to protect the vulnerable sectors. And we hope that the bicycle lanes that have already been built, hindi po siya mawawala, hindi mag-fade yung paint, at kung hindi, mamimaintain pa siya. Maraming salamat po sa time ninyo.
Thank you, Ma'am Mia Bona, for that, for what you shared to us. Kung pwede, Ma'am, kung meron kang kopya dyan,
Yes,
pakibigay sa COMSEC. Thank you, thank you.
Report
Salamat
namin.
po. I would like to give the floor to Senator Robin Hood Padilla for his questions. You have the floor, sir, and please take over for a while. Share break lang ako.
Maraming salamat po, Chairman. Isang magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Siyempre po sa aking idol, Senator Bong Revilla. Alam nyo, malungkot ako eh. Malungkot ako dahil ako isang taong nagbayad ng kasalanan ko, Sir Gonzales. Nung ako ay dumaan sa ganyang init ng ulo, bumuno ako ng 3.5 taon. Ito po kasing kaso na ipinatong sa inyo, alarm and scandal, 1 day to 1 month. Isa lang masasabi ko, Sir Gonzales, napakaswerte po ninyo. Sapagkat ito pong nangyari na to para sa akin apektado po dito yung mga responsible gun owners na kami, nabanggit kanina yung muntik nga akong nalaglag sa upuan kasi napag-usapan na naman yung kriminal, buti na may absolute pardon na ako. Nabigyan kami ng pagkakataon uli na magkaroon ng barel. Kasi yung barel, pwede yung depensa yan, tsaka sa sports. Hindi yan opensa. Hindi yan isang bagay na para kang nakainom ng gin, ang tapang mo na pag may baril ka. Sana, kasi kalmado na kayo. Nung dumating kami, kalmado na kayo. Kaya hindi na kami makaporma dito. Parang ayos na kayo eh. Ayos na kayo. Ayaw magreklamo ni Sir Bandiola. Alam niyo, sir, tama naman yung arrive mo eh. Na, sabi nga sa English, when you become a parent, having a principal is not a priority. And bilib po ako sa inyo sa oras na yon sapagkat pinoproteksyonan niyo yung pamilya niyo. Pero bilib din ako dito sa anak ninyo. Kasi itong ganap na to, sana wag nang maulit. Kasi pagka ito, walang naparusahan dito, boss. Alam mo naman ang ugali ng mga Pilipino, nakalusot, baka ako makalusot din. Eh, mahirap naman mag-init-initan ng ulo dito, malamig na lahat ng ulo nyo. Pero ako talagang, chairman, malungkot ako. Malungkot ako sapagkat hindi naman sa gusto ko po kayong no. Kaya lang, siyempre may nagawa kayo, boss. Eh. May nagawa kayong isang bagay na kinasahan mo ng baril yung tao, binatukan mo pa. Eh, mainit din ho ang ulo ko, pero hindi ko pa naman nagawa yun. Hindi naman ako ganon. Suntukan lang talaga. Magbabag tayo lang kung gusto mo. Pero pag may baril na talaga, iba na yun. Eh sana, wag nang maulit ito. Tapos napanood ko po kayo, sabi nyo dun sa isang interview nyo, babarilin nyo talaga.
Your Honor, i-disable ko lang siya kung talagang susugurin niyo po ako. Kasi sabing inamin naman po niya kanina na wala pa po kayo. Susunggaban niya ako talaga. Susugurin niya ako.
Pero babarilin nyo?
Sa paalam po, siyempre. Para i-disable lang po. Kasi galing po ako sa opera tsaka may edad na rin po ako eh.
Ba't po ba kayo naglabas ng baril?
Eh kasi susugod po siya sa akin. Pagbaba ko po kasi nanlilisik yung mata niya. Ang matawad ko pong hiningi kanina, ulitin ko po sa inyo, yung pong nabatukan ko, naglabas ako ng baril at nagkasa. Nagkasa po ako para huminto lang po siya ng pagsugod sa akin. If ever susugod siya.
Alam mo, sir,
naman po niya.
Hindi ko po matatanggap kasi tayo gun owners tayo, responsible, bawal yun. Hindi mo dapat nilalabas, sir. Pasensya ka na, ayoko po magtaas ng boses sa inyo dahil nakatatanda po kayo. Pero hindi ko po ako papayag na tatanggapin po natin yan ng mga gun owners na pagka ganun, kakasa ka na ng baril. Ay, wag naman po.
Your Honor, kaya po, inihingi ko po ng tawad kanina po yun.
Opo. Huwag nyo na pong i-justify, sir. Okay na po yung na humingi po kayo ng apology. Okay na po, boss. Tapusin na po natin doon kasi lalaki po. Parang iwan po natin sa mga kababayan natin, hindi talaga proper yun na ikaw ay gun owner, lalabas mo yung baril mo, ay, pambihira. Hindi po, tatapos na po ang panahon ni Jesse James.
Senator Robin Hood Padilla,
Opo.
if I may ha?
Opo.
Kunti lang. Alam mo, so next time, ako ko kung may balik pa sa iyo yung privilege to own and possess a gun. Kung may balik ha, kung may balik, sakaling may balik. Pero I am not assuming na ibalik. Sigurado ako, mukhang malabo na. Pero just in case, if you're given a second chance, dapat ganun ang gawin mo. Nanlilisik yung mata niya. Binatukan mo, di ba? Pak! Binatukan mo. Tapos nanlilisik yung mata niya. Kung hindi ka trigger happy dapat, gumanong ka na lang sana, may baril ako, bubunutin ko ito kapag patuloy kang pag-assault sa akin. Bubunutin ko, may baril ako. Siguro matakot rin niyo siya kung abante siya, di ba? Dapat, kasi nagbunot ka, kumasa ka. Pero kung hindi ka bumunot, sabi, may baril ako ha, huwag kang lumapit. Mas makuha mo pa yung simpatiya ng publiko kung ganun.
Tama po.
Ha?
Tama po kayo,
I'm
Your
just
Honor.
giving you an advice. Go ahead, Senator Romero Padilla. Please continue.
Salamat po, Chairman. Sir Bandiola, ano pong
Your Honor.
naramdaman naman ninyo nung kinasahan kayo ng barel?
Siyempre po, bilang isang ordinaryong tao, kahit sino po matatakot pag kinasahan kayo ng baril.
Opo, ba't naman po kaya siya umabot doon na nagkasa ng barel?
Kasi po, noong una, binatukan niya ako eh. So, normal reaction po natin, pag binatukan tayo, magre-react po tayo.
Hindi niyo po nakitang may baril siya.
Hindi ko po kagad nakakita eh.
May
Yung
baril
na lang na, nang bumunot na siya po.
Bakit po ba kayo nabatukan?
Dahil doon nga po sa pagtapik ko sa kotse niya nang pumasok siya sa bike lane, yun na po na alanganin na po ko sa pinasukang yung space po, alanganin na talaga na pwede nga po ako matumba, na makatama ako ng tao o matumba po ako sa kotse niya at masagasaan po ako.
Ay, inaamin niyo rin po na uminit din ang ulo po ninyo.
Nung time na po yun, Oron, wala po akong naramdaman na inta o normal reaction ko lang po na tapikin kasi parang nga po ma-call out yung attention niya na ginigit-git mo na ako sa bike lane. Nasa loob ka na ng bike lane eh.
Doon naman po ba uminit ang ulo ninyo nung tinapik po kayo?
Pero ang bangga po niya sa likod ko, kaya kong pagpasensyahan sana.
Opo.
Pero yung sinuntok po yung kotse ko, at saka dinerty finger ako, doon po ako nabigla, hinabol ko po siya.
Okay, Chairman. Maraming salamat po. Basta, isa lang ang paalala ko po sa lahat ng nandirito at sa mga nanonood. Ang baril, hindi ho yan sandata para maging matapang kayo. Pambihira, oo. Salamat po, Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Robinson Padilla. You have the floor, Senator Bong Revilla.
Actually, Mr. Chairman, natanong na siguro yung lahat na dapat itanong sa kanila, pero siguro ang moral lesson dito lamig ng ulo. Huwag tayong pabigla-bigla, lalo na kung may baril. It's not only maging mga pulis din, di ba? Minsan, lalo kawawa ang sibilyan lalo na ngayon, maraming may baril din. Di pagka nagka-pormahan sa kalye, biglang bunutan na lang ng baril yan, di patayan tayo, nadamay na yung mga sibilyan na walang baril. So baka dumating tayo doon sa panahon na lahat ng mga baril natin na may lisensya ay makansela din. Kaya we should be careful. Anong moral lesson
Opo,
sa'yo?
Your Honor.
Anong moral lesson sa'yo, Willie?
Ano po, Your Honor, siguro yung dapat pinagpasensyahan ko na lang po yung ginawa sa akin at unang-una po, ayoko na po magbaril.
Ayan, very good. So, ikaw ba sa iyong pananaw, sa tingin mo ba dapat kang managot sa batas?
Opo, may kasalanan po ako nagawa po, inaamin ko po yun. Aminado po ako, Your Honor.
Well, siguro, yun nga. Moral lesson talaga, huwag tayong padalos-dalos, huwag tayong pikon sa lansangan, lalo na pag traffic. Ito'y magsilbing aral, katulad ng sinabi ni Senator Robin. No? Magsilbing aral sa lahat. Lalo na kung may baril ka, napakabilis damputin yung baril mo sa, kasi iputok no? Kasi, sa amin sa Cavite, pagka binunot yung baril, pinuputok Butin lang, di mo pinutok, no? Sigurado. So, yun ang dapat na maging leksyon sa lahat, na sana'y maging mahinahon, malamig ang ulo, lalo-lalo. Pag may tapik na gano'n, ilang 10 hinga lang yan. Katawarin ko na lang, di ba? Kaysa makulong ka.
Tama po kayo, Your Honor. Tama po kayo.
Huwag ka na sumagot, baka madagdagan pa yung kaso mo. Sige. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Bong Revilla. Yung the best anger management is deep breathing. 3 deep breathing, wala na. Tapos na yung galit mo. Wala na. Hindi mo na nababatukan dapat yun. Imbis na bumaba ka sa kutsi kaagad, nandun ka, standby ka sa kotse, after na tatlo, wala na, hindi ka na bababa. Kasi bye-bye. Ganun ka na. But anyway, Senator, Attorney Victor Llamas, Juan Victor Llamas, you want to say something, sir? From DILG?
Magandang hapon po sa inyo,
Yes po.
Senator Bato, Senator Robin Hood, Senator
Have the floor.
Bigla. Maraming salamat po dito po sa pagkakataong ito. Nagkaroon po tayo ng ganitong hearing para maliwanagan po yung mga pangyayari po. No? Una rin po, gusto ko rin pasalamatan yung PNP dahil po sa kanilang aksyon na pagsampa ng kaso. Bagamat nung una ho ay ayaw magreklamo, mag-file ng complaint. Pero ganun pa man, dahil po sa direktiba rin po ng aming departamento, kailangan ho magsampa ng kaso para ipakita rin po natin sa PNP na talaga pinoproteksyonan natin ng publiko. Kaya ginawa rin po yun maganda rin po ang ginawa po ng ating kapulisan po doon. At tungkol po naman po doon sa mga firearms, ayan po yung pag-aaralan po lahat po ng departamento, ng PNP, re-revisitahin po natin yung ating pong rules po tungkol po doon sa gun ownership po. Maraming salamat po.
Follow, like, and subscribe. News 24 Philippines Daily News.